What is up, guys? My name is Laytoder, and here I am with another video with the phrase match development series. And in this tutorial, I'm going to tell you like how you're going to be grabbing all those usernames that you just saw in the profiles directory. Let's get started. So this was what we ended up with in the previous tutorial. We had the source code of a page in Instagram's profile directory in our code, in our program in CMD. So we don't actually need this entire code. We need just a part of it, which is this part that I've just highlighted from before. Well, this is actually the part which is having which is storing the usernames that were present in this page. And as you can see, they are actually being denoted by this profile underscore list in the HTML code. So we actually need to extract this part, you know, that I just highlighted. Let me just highlight it again. Cool. So we actually need to extract this part because this is having the usernames and the usernames. So this entire big source code is basically a string because we made it a string in the previous tutorial, in the second tutorial. And now we actually need to extract a part of it, which is basically a substring. So as I told you in the part 3, I explained you how to extract substrings from strings. So if you haven't watched that tutorial, go and watch that, of course. Now if you know how to extract substrings, we basically need an actual start index and actual end index to extract a substring. So let's just make them. So we need to actually make an actual start index. So I'll just call that start simply so that the name is not big, the variable is not big, and I don't need to actually specify again and again such big name. Cool. So I'll just call it start. Now what is going to be our starting index? Well, it is basically going to be this J in here, which is denoting the first character of the first username present in this particular page of Instagram's profile directory. Now, you need to know one thing. We actually need to run this code that we're writing for just one page in each and every single page of Instagram's profile directory so that we could scrape out all these usernames and then just put them in front of Instagram.com and access their profile and then just download their profile image. Now, what we need to do is we basically need something that is going to point on to this entire list and it's going to be same in each and every single page. So if you could see, there is something named profile underscore list, which is denoting this list, and it's definitely going to be same in each and every single page of Instagram's profile directory. So what we could do is we could basically find this. That would give us the index of this P, as I told you in the part 3, that whenever we find strings inside of strings in Python, we actually get the index of the first character of the string that we were finding. So we're going to get the index of this P. And then we're going to jump ahead the length of this profile underscore list. And then these 6 characters ahead. Let me just highlight them quickly. So there they are. These 6 characters ahead so that we could read the first character of the first username in this page of Instagram's profile directory so that we could reach our starting position. So let's just quickly make this starting position. What we need to do is we need to take page underscore source underscore str. We need to basically find profile underscore list inside it, and then we need to actually jump ahead of the length of profile underscore list because we actually reach the index of P, as I told you, when we find this. So what we'll do is we'll use a function named len, which is basically a function in Python which is used to find the length of strings. So let's just use it, and I'm going to specify to use the length of profile. So profile underscore list. Cool. What am I typing? Shithole. Cool. And now I need to jump 6 steps ahead, as I told you, 6 characters ahead. Cool. So we had this profile underscore list and these 6 characters ahead, and we reached over here and we have made a starting position of our substring. Cool. Now we need the ending position, and the ending position is going to be a little bit tricky, but don't worry, I'll explain. Now, if you think, this particular starting square bracket is actually marking the start of this entire username list in this HTML code. And this particular ending square bracket is basically marking the end of this entire username list. So what we do is we could start searching from this start position, which is this J, or maybe the start position that we've just made, and then find this ending square bracket. This is going to give us the index of the first ending square bracket after the first character of the first username in this page or any other page in Instagram's profile directory. So we're basically going to get to a character, which is this ending square bracket, that is going to mark the ending of this list. And from here, we're going to go 1, 2, and 3 steps back, or 3 characters back, to reach this P, which is our actual ending index, which is the actual ending index of our substring. So that is going to make our actual ending index. Let's just quickly make that. Cool. So I'll call that end simply, and we need to find it inside page underscore source underscore str. And what do we basically need to find? We need to find an ending square bracket, right? Because it is marking the end of the entire username list. And we need to find it from the starting position. So I'll just specify start. And then what we need to do, we basically need to jump 3 steps back, or 3 characters back, to reach our ending index. Cool, we've made our starting index and our ending index. Now we just need to extract the substring. So I'll call the substring as extract, because it is just an extract of that entire source code. And we will basically find it inside page underscore source underscore str, and I'm going to specify the starting position. And as I told you, inside these square brackets, the ending position is always the actual ending index plus 1. So we're gonna write in here end plus 1. This is something really important, because this is something that confuses a lot of people, but you need not be confused, because if you've watched my 3rd part of this development series, which explains how you extract substrings from strings and how you find indexes inside a string, then you'll be able to tell why I'm doing this end plus 1. So go and watch that if you haven't. Cool, so we have extracted it, and now we'll simply print it to show to you that it really happens. Cool, so we have it in here, and I'll just quickly print this thing. So let me just, reach over here and run Python. Okay, so there it is. We have extracted the substring. Cool. Now I need to tell you about a function called split. Well, it is a really cool and powerful function in Python, and it is going to be coming into use right now. So let's just first learn about that. I'm going to comment for a second to explain you. Now, I need to explain you about tokens and delimiters. Let me write a string, a simple string. Hello, @my, @name, @is, laytoder. Cool. Now, this is basically a string. Now, if you would have guessed, I have just put in a position where I should have put space. Well, what is a space? Space is basically simply a character. It's simply a character with the ASCII code of 32. If you don't know about ASCII code, don't get confused. I'll tell you in some other video, but not now. Yeah. So these are basically these are basically separating these words. Basically, laytoder, is, name, my, hello are being separated by these because you could see they're present between 2 characters, and they're basically separating them. So all these characters which separate things and are basically common, because when they will be common, they will only separate things in a string. So these are called separators or delimiters. And these particular words, such as this name, this is over here, are called tokens. Whatever we get after removing these separators or delimiters are called tokens. Now, inside of a string, we extract out these tokens by simply specifying the separator. So when we specify the separator inside of a split function, we basically separate out these tokens. And that comes in the form of a list, a Python list. So let's just take this string, call this x quickly. So let's just call this x, and I'll just make it a string quickly. So I'll just call it, and cool. Now what I'll do is I'll basically print this thing for you. So I'll just do x.split, and I'll put in a @ in here. Now what is going to happen, this string is basically going to split into hello, my name is laytoder, separated out, and you're going to see it in the form of a list, a Python list. So cool, let's just do that quickly. I'll just run cmd, and oh my god, it was already running, so let me just open that. Cool. Now I'll just run python user.py, and you could see over here in here, hello, my name is laytoder are being separated out. So that is how a split function works. Now if you could see this entire big string in here, this particular big string, which is having a backslash, a double quote, comma, backslash, double quote, it's basically separating all these usernames. If you see them really in a wise way, you're gonna see that yes, they're being separated. So what we could do, we could specify this string inside our split function, and then we could basically separate our usernames. So let's just quickly do that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna first remove these things because I don't need them, and now I'm gonna basically get the username list. So I'll just call it user list, and I'm gonna split extract because it is the substring that is having the usernames, and I'll split it by using this particular string that I just showed. So I'll just copy it and paste it in here. Now you need to know that you need to actually put an R in here. Now we put this R to tell the program that this particular backslash double quote comma backslash double quote string is a regular string. Now whenever we put a backslash inside a string, we tend to tell the program that it is an escape sequence. You need not know about escape sequences in this tutorial because it is going to be then really long. So you just remember, if you don't know about escape sequence, you need to put an R in here to tell the program that you need not see this backslash as an escape sequence. That is it. You really don't need to know about escape sequences. Cool. So now if I print this user list, you're basically gonna see all the usernames separated out in the form of list, a Python list. So isn't that cool? Let's just quickly do it. So I'll just run it, and there's this entire list. I'm like, it's cool. Like we reached this point, and that is so cool. Like we're having all of the usernames separated out. And now I'm gonna do one more cool thing for you. I'm gonna use loops to go inside this user list and print all the usernames line by line. Now I thought of I shouldn't do that because I have not explained about loops, but sorry. If you don't know about loops, I'll tell you in the next video. My next video is going to be on loops for them who don't know about loops. So cool. So don't worry if you don't know about loops. You can skip this portion, or if you want to see all the usernames in different lines, you could force watch it. Cool. So I'll just do it for I in range, and you must be understanding all I'm writing if you are a Python coder and you know about how to use loops. So I just put range, sorry for that. That is now gonna be, we're going inside the user list, so we'll definitely put user list, and I'll just put a colon for the syntax purpose. Colon, I'll just print each and every single username that is gonna come inside of I. Yes, yes, of course, if you know about loops, you're gonna know this. Cool. So I'll just print it now, and there you're gonna see it. Boom, baby, we have all the usernames separated out in different lines. That is so cool. That is the most cool thing, So there it is. Thanks for watching, and subscribe to my channel, of course. And yes, stay tuned with me, guys. You're not giving me responses. I'm like, please, grow my channel. I'm doing, I think this thing to be cool, making face smash that Mark Zuckerberg did with this tower. We're doing it with Instagram, man. Come on, it's cool, I think, isn't it? So so that is it. Thanks for watching. Goodbye, guys. Peace.